right, guys, I'm back. Want to do a little something new this time. I normally do like a preseason prediction, but like I said, I'm gonna do something a little new. I got the GM poll up on the right, and I'm just gonna go over the offseason, what happened, and all the big moves and splashes, shit like that. And I got some going down at the bottom of the ticker as well. But again, like I said, I did a poll yesterday, voted the top GMs and who had the best offseason. Again, I think the GM poll is turning into a little bit of popularity contest. I think moving forward, when I vote GMs, I'm just going to pick 10 people that I trust, and I'm just going to have them do the poll. Just because I think a lot of you are either just going through it or you don't care. I appreciate you guys doing the poll, everybody who did, but I think just take a little extra minute or two just to think about what you're doing, and you might get a better GM poll. The power rankings always seem to be a lot better, but the GM poll is just, like I said, it's a little iffy. People are a little too high. Hank at 9 is good. There's some people who are really lammy at 22 was surprising to me a lot. Buff at 24, that was pretty bad. So like I said, moving forward, I think the GM poll is going to be more of like a 10 or 15 person pool of people I trust, their opinions. But there it is, the GM poll on the right. It's not too far off, especially in the top. I'd say around the top 10 is pretty good. Top 15, a little shaky. Coke 1, myself at 2, Bo at 3, Cam 4, Trash 5, and legit Fluby, Kobe, Hank, and Pav closing out the top 10. I think Hank should be a little higher. Legit a little lower. Pav, I guess he's right where he is. He's more of a player builder than a GM. I thought Gerp should be a lot higher. I thought he did a really good job. But these are just, like you said, your guys' results of the poll. I'm not going to get too much into it. Like I said, I don't really like it. And I think moving forward, I'm going to do a little something different for the GMs. Best offense or best offseason. That was the last question on the poll again. Thought it was a little bit of a popularity contest. I mean, Coke did win the Super Bowl, but that's not really offseason. He did have a pretty good draft. I don't disagree in that sense, but I just thought some people had much better drafts for their team. I mean, Coke did get the running back that was missing to his team. He normally has a very cheese running back, and he won the Super Bowl without one, so it was nice for him to get that piece. But Coke had the number one. You guys voted Coke had the number one offseason. Trash 2, PJ 3, Bo 4, and myself and Cam tied for 5th. I thought Gerp should be in there. I think personally, I voted for Gerp. I think I was the only person who voted Gerp having the best offseason. I thought he had the best offseason. Looking at all the things done, but that's just my opinion. Before I get too far ahead of myself, congrats to Coke for winning the Super Bowl. Like I said, I jumped right into it. I skimmed past what I swore I was going to make sure I said at the beginning, but congrats to Coke for winning the Super Bowl. Good year. AFC dominated. NFC came out and laid an egg. I apologize because I definitely wouldn't have got embarrassed in the Super Bowl like that. But Coke is our year one champion. He is closing the gap on me in career Super Bowls and is building a monster over there. Like I said, Coke had a pretty good draft. It looks like he drafted 2 future MVPs. Peach had a great offseason. He didn't draft. He decided to trade his draft capital for players. And I think he did a great job. It panned out. Like I said, Gerp and PJ really stood out to me as people who had really good off seasons. Did Kank fumble the bag? He looks like he picked the wrong quarterback. And obviously, you guys know Giants got Kyler. I told myself I wasn't going to trade him, but Cam just had a really good package. I wanted to try something new. I'm just more of a defense-oriented team. But the draft was fun. The offseason, a lot of drama. We had to redo the whole thing, but we got it done. Shout out to all the guys who went above and beyond. Some of you guys edited your own teams, but there were several guys, Cam, Buff, a few other people. I can't think of their names right now, but really stepped up and helped the league, and we really appreciate it. This draft was pretty cheesy. A lot of dev, a lot of cheese players. I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun first draft. We lost OVO. I'm not going to go too much into it. You guys all know I think he's a pussy, but we lost OVO. He quit because he doesn't like you guys or whatever. But to hell with them. We got Deadeye. We got Sim taking over the Texans for Rye, and we're going to move on and move forward. And again, like I said, this is going to be more about the draft. I didn't want to do a predictions this time. I hate picking myself to win every year and then not winning. So I got some rookies, some slides I wanted to look at. These are just some of the rookies I looked up rookies to watch out for. Either rookies I thought they were cheesy or rookies who are on teams that I know they're going to be cheesed. On the offensive end, I got Dom Jones, that's a quarterback for Washington football team. Huckleberry, that's Tennessee QB. Delgado and Hughes are Indy and New Orleans QBs, and Stephen Lewis is Pitt's QB. I didn't put Kank's QB on here, no shade, but I don't think there's going to be much to watch out for Kank's quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep pace with these guys. But we also got more than quarterbacks. We got Garrison Ryans, that's Trash's cheese receiver, 6'4", decent speed. Jay Faison, that was the best player in the draft that the best player in the league and the best GM in the league got at pick 32. Rip us. Just a cheese ball running back that we all let slide to Coke there. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Buckner, the wide receiver, the Chargers. Porter, the tight end in Miami. I really wanted him. He looks like he's going to be cheese. Newman is an X-Factor running back that Murder really wanted to get. Stuckey is my running back. I got him in the second round, 73 overall. Is pretty good. Chris Long to the Falcons. Kincaid, wide receiver to Detroit. Cook, Sheets, and Lovelock and Pinner. Lovelock. I said Lovecock. Lovelock and Pinner are all wide receivers, all cheese. They're like 93 speed or better. Those are just some guys I know that are going to have big years on the rookie end. And on the defensive side, I had Ash, that's cornerback to the Chargers. Singer, linebacker on the Falcons. And Newton, cornerback to the Vikings. Yeah, that cornerback was really good. Cortez, Cousins, Dickens. 2 D linemen and a middle linebacker for Indy Cheese. And then, like I said, Harrington, Moulton. I believe Moulton was a 4th round X-Factor DT. And then Gaines and Bernards are 2 CBs joining the NFC or the AFC East, and they look like cheddar. I like I said, Trash had a really good draft. I like his CB and his wide receiver a lot. But I got a little bit for each user in the league. I wrote down a little bit of something each division, so I didn't miss anybody. All right, AFC East, the Bills. They lost Diggs and Tre'Davious White for draft picks just to draft 2 wide receivers and 2 corners. It's hard to see what his plan is, but Matt's a good user. He takes care of his team. He usually builds a decent team, so we will let him work. The Finns drafted a monster tight end. They added Isaiah Simmons, added the Gibson, the running back superstar, and pretty favorable deals for him, people would say. I think Hank had a really good offseason. Hopefully his user skills can catch up to his GM skills. And he does need to address his O-line and D-line a bit, but I do like what he's done so far. Trash and the Jets, they added Tonyan and Dobbins, one in free agency, one via trade, to help Zach Wilson take the next step. As you can see, a couple games in, the Jets aren't winning a lot, but their offense is potent. They also drafted 2 studs, a wide receiver and a cornerback. They're up on this list somewhere. Both very good. I like those players a lot. I wish they were on my team. And the Pats, the division winner, he was really relatively stagnant, added a few vets in free agency, and missed out on Isaiah Simmons because he was being cheap. But we'll see if he can he looks like he's off to a hot start, and we'll see if he can win his division one more time. The NFC East, obviously, Cam made a huge splash with me, trading for Kyler, sorry. He traded me the number 1 pick, his first-round pick, which I believe was 30, Danny Dimes and Bradbury. Big trade to his super team. He was 1 game away from the Super Bowl. We'll see if he can keep it up and take the next step. But if I have anything to say about it, no, he won't. He also had Elijah Moore and Drew Tranquil in trades for 2 nice little filler pieces. The Eagles missed out on the offseason. He was at the game. Luckily, the AI computer drafted him 2 nice young players to add to his team. They're still in need of a quarterback, but the Eagles are in good shape. Gerp and the Redskins, they had a great offseason. I've said it multiple times. He got the prize of the draft with Dom Jones, 88 speed, Super Bowl or superstar quarterback. I said Super Bowl. He's definitely not making a Super Bowl. But he traded Sweat in the first to get that. He also added Tre'Davious White for 2 firsts. He also drafted a nice D-end, a very cheesy 95 speed wide receiver. And he's looking to return to form in the NFC East. He's already off to a decent start. He beat up on legit already. And the Cowboys, he made little offseason noise. He filled a few holes in the draft, but I don't know. He's playing a lot better this year, but I don't know if it's enough to keep pace. Like I said, the Redskins did a lot. Cam added Kyler, and legit just already proved that he's a lot better than him. So we'll see how that goes. The AFC South, the Colts were pretty quiet in free agency. They got a quarterback in the first round of the draft. I'm sure he's going to cheese. He added a few young speedsters as well. He traded for Cam Jordan on the D line, X Factor guy, helped stop Derrick Henry. And Fluby's, you know what I mean? He kind of builds, if I had to give an example, kind of like Kobe, where he just fills in and then drafts quarterbacks. But I like what he did. I think the Colts will take another step next year. Jags won the offseason, in my opinion, second place Gert, but he used all his draft capital to do what all you bums who are trying to win, no offense, should be doing, and flipping your draft capital for good players that people have already developed. If you haven't shown the propensity to actually develop your players, why wait? You know what I mean? I know it's cool to have the number one pick in the draft, but it's better to trade it for something. You know what I mean? Even I do it, and you know what I mean? I can build up any of those players with somebody good. It's good to trade your draft capital, and Peach did a good job. He got a good haul, and I really like that Jags team. If a better user was at the helm of it, they would be a tough out. Texans did nothing. He took over his team late. There really wasn't much to do. They got a couple decent players in the draft, but nothing to leap out on. Titans also didn't really do shit in free agency. They managed to snag a project quarterback and another project tight end. You know, Pop is gassing them up like they're going to be the next Trouser or whoever, but whatever. We'll see how that goes. He still got Tannehill, and if I had to guess, Tannehill will be starting come playoffs. NFC South, Kank, the Bucks, shipped out Worf and White for the number one overall pick in the draft, a late first, and some other filler players to get the QB of his future. It looks like he made the wrong choice and took the wrong quarterback. His quarterback's still pretty good, but I'm just not, in comparison to GURPS, I don't like him. But we'll let Kank work and see what he can do. The Panthers and Greg were really stagnant. I didn't like that Greg didn't do anything. I felt he should have been more proactive. Greg was like a step away from at least making the playoffs. He beat me. He had some good wins, some bad losses, obviously, but his team was pretty good. He had pieces to move to get better pieces, and I don't know if he was busy or, I mean, Greg's usually not a big offseason and trade splash kind of guy, but I thought if he would have made a move here and there, I think he could have took his team to the next level, and I didn't like that he didn't. The Falcons had one of the best drafts of the offseason. Falcons, that's Cass. He got a really good top 5 linebacker. He added a nice speed running back that a lot of people wanted. He added a 95 speed wide receiver and some decent free agency pickups. But we will see. And he's, even though he got throttled by me, he's off to a decent start. And we will see how that goes. The Saints, they also added one of the 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. And we'll see how it goes. He got rid of Cam Jordan. He also had a nice draft as well. The Saints did, and added a bunch of nice young pieces. The AFC West, the Broncos decided against drafting a QB and sticking with Locke. Traded their pick for Bush, and he luckily snagged a 4th round of X Factor defensive tackle. So we'll see how that goes. He likes to run the ball, play good defense. So he stuck with what he's good at and flipped his pick for some defense. The Chargers, as always, drafted well. Lammy got several nice young players that I like a lot. He always seems to do that. Unfortunately for him, he never seems to turn it into wins until those guys are 25 years old. But he drafted a lot of nice young pieces to add to the Chargers' already nice young core. The Chiefs didn't do much. Got a nice little cheese running back, but their offseason was pretty stagnant. We'll see if he can keep the hold on his division. And the Raiders, one of our league favorites, Tiger, added Byron Murphy Jr. and Adonis for a few picks. And then he also made some quality draft picks, got a nice young DT and a few other young pieces to fill holes in his team. So it's nice seeing Tiger take more steps. He wasn't the league joke doormat last year, and now he had a pretty okay offseason. We'll see how it goes. NFC West, the Rams hit on a few of their draft picks, didn't get much done in free agency, and are still in the market for a quarterback. Murder didn't do much in the offseason, but he did seem to land an X-Factor running back, so that should help him out. Outside of cheating and cutting his scouts, Yoash didn't do much in the offseason. He had a few nice rookies that I liked, but nothing that left out on the page for me. And the Cards, myself, obviously, after shipping off Kyler for the number 1 pick, I flipped that for Devin White and Tristan Wirth. Also drafted 2 really good players in the second round. So I'll pat myself on the back. I think I had a really nice offseason. And then the last 2 divisions in the league, AFC North, the Bengals, OVO traded all his picks and bounced. So he left Deadeye and the new Bengals user in a position to not really do much in the offseason. The Browns were pretty quiet in free agency. I'm pretty sure it's some cap stuff going on. But he had some late picks and second round picks, and I think he did a great job. Kobe's usually got he's known for more of just playing the game and not building his team, but I think this year he's doing a much better job of building a team. He drafted a really cheese cornerback and wide receiver, and he also got a superstar center. So the Browns, after already having a pretty stacked team, just add to it. Hopefully they can take the AFC back. Buff, he shipped Bush out for picks. He wanted his quarterback, and he went and got it. He looks like Ben Roethlisberger's heir apparent. He's pretty slow, but Buff did pretty good with slow Roethlisberger the year before, so we'll see how it goes. And the Ravens, Super Bowl champ Ravens, shipped Dobbins to make room for who I'm guessing is, if not this year's MVP, the next few seasons MVP, Jay Faison, the running back. He looks like he's going to run rampant all over all of us, and he also got one of his picks got sent, and he got a superstar quarterback by accident. But besides that, he's pretty stagnant, but there's not much to do when you build a good team and you win and you got young pieces. So Coke, you know what I mean? If there's a deal to be made, Coke will make it. So, you know what I mean? Whatever he did, I would assume is the best for his team. The NFC North, final division, Rock's off to a hot start. You know what I mean? This is just about the draft, but shout out Rock, 2-0, or he was 2-0 last time I checked. The Bears filled a lot of holes in the draft, and in the offseason, I looked at their team. I mean, the Bears are still a dumpster fire, but they had holes in the O-line and corner and linebacker, and Rock, to his credit, looked like he tried to fill all those holes, and he's playing a lot better this season. The Lions were luckily, they added some cheese in the draft, nice little middle linebacker, a 95-speed wide receiver, but it is not translating into wins, and he is off to an 0-2 start. Dab had a clusterfuck of a cap situation going for him in the offseason, and he handled it, and he did it great. The draft, he got a few young guys that I liked, but like I said, more impressively, he navigated that pretty crappy cap situation, and you guys should all heed, or you know what I mean, do what he did. There's a bunch, not all of you, but there's several of you who need to take his lead and get your team under to 53 and under the cap. And Bo and the Vikings, after getting slaughtered in the Super Bowl but winning the NFC impressively, he had a pretty good offseason. He had a really good draft. I liked a lot of the guys Bo drafted, as he always does. He got a really good corner. It's a good D-line. Bo's doing what he does and turning the Vikings into a powerhouse. But that was each team. Like I said, I don't want to skip past anybody. I know you guys all work hard and do a lot. But I wanted to just try and do my best to hit every team. I had a few more things before I end this. Just a few things I wanted to update. There was 29 players in the draft with 92 speed or higher. Coke got 5 of them, I believe, and 20 of the 29 went to the AFC. So all the cheese balls are in the AFC. There were 23 rookies who were 75 overall or better. And in the first round, there were 6 quarterbacks taken, 7 linebackers, 7 DBs, 5 D-line, 3 O-line, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 running back, which is pretty surprising. We usually have a lot more wide, especially because all the cheese of the wide receivers. I thought we'd have a lot more wide receivers, but that was a breakdown of the first draft. I really liked it. I kind of like the new scouting update. We, you know what I mean? We all have our qualms and this and that, but we're all making our best. Hopefully they'll improve and expand upon it. And good job, everybody. Like I said, we did a good job switching from one league to the other. I appreciate everybody who helped. Like I said, shout out Cam. I think it was Fears. There's a few other people. I hate that I can't remember who else it was, because I really wanted to say thank you from me and from the league. But again, like I said, I wanted to do this. Next time, maybe I'll have somebody else. Cam wanted to do it, but it's kind of hard to, you know what I mean, I got little free time. But hope you guys like this video. Shout out to the whole league. Hope all your rookies have great years, and I will see you in the Super Bowl.